Hello. Hello. Can you all hear me okay? Um, let's see, why can't I see any comments yet? Can you see me? I hope you guys can see me okay. Oh, good, good. I was just waiting for the comments to start coming through. Hi guys. Welcome. Sorry, it played the wrong intro. So today we are not talking about getting paid on Pinterest, although we can answer Pinterest questions. We're actually talking about how to get traffic and how to get leads for your digital product. Okay. So that is the topic of conversation today. And yeah, we are going to get you traffic because without traffic, you can't get sales. So that's what we're definitely here to do today. And yeah, thank you all for joining. It's so good to see you. Let's see who's in the room. So we got hi, love. Good to see you. Great to see you, my love. Welcome, welcome to the live. Welcome, Shan. Shan is my sister, social media manager, does all the things. So, yeah, Shan helps me run this operation. Hi, love. Hello, hello. Doggy dog. Hey, Chelsea. Microbiology. I love the topic. I used to do biology. Absolutely love it. Hey, Tanisha. I know you've been in a few lives. Hi, my love. Hi, Marianne. Yes, I want to know that. Yes. So we are here to talk about traffic. I've got a few slides. I'm going to do like a mini masterclass where I'm going to teach you a few essentials, a few principles. So that will be around half an hour or so. And then we will have Q&A for half an hour and wrap up the live around 7 p.m. Let me know where you're all dialing in from. It's the UK here, so it's 6 p.m. in the UK. But would love to know where you all are. Hello, hello, my love. You look beautiful. Hi, Jane. Hi, Pipo. Got my notebook ready, said Cynthia. Yes. Okay. All right. So I think because, everyone's busy, let's dive straight into the lessons. So keep your questions coming in. I'm just going to teach. I'm not going to stop while I'm teaching because otherwise we'll probably be here for quite some time. But once I'm finished the teaching, I will be able to jump into the comments and answer any questions. So if you've got questions that are specific to your niche, specific to your product, and I'm able to get to them, I totally will. So just drop them in, okay? Las Vegas. I've never been to Las Vegas. Never. I would love to go. You're in Cali. Again, I've never been to Cali. Would love to go there. Okay, so let me just start presenting. 2 seconds. And yeah, we then can get this show on the road. I'm going to bring this onto my other screen. I want to try and still be able to see your comments. It's my mum calling me. She doesn't know I'm on live. I'm busy. I'm very, very busy. Okay, so let's share my screen. Okay, can you all see that? I think you can. South Africa and Portugal, Scotland, not far away at all. Yeah, I love that we've got a little international community going on. That's amazing. Okay, so let me dive into this. Like I say, it's going to be just some quick tips that you guys can hopefully action straight away. I would love to know though, as I go through, does anybody have a digital product? If you do, give me a bit of information about it. Tell me your niche, tell me what format. So is it like a template? Is it an ebook? Is it a course? Is it something else? Is it a PDF? Is it a planner? Let me know so I can kind of share some gems. But okay, so let's get into the training. So like I said, it's a traffic and leads masterclass. And so you're probably here, and I'm just taking a guess. Maybe one of these apply to you, maybe they don't. So if you've got a unique situation, let me know. But you're probably here because you have a product, but you don't know how to get people to find it. So a lot of the content that you'll see online on YouTube will teach you how to make a product. You know, they'll teach you that all day. And dare I say, that is the easy part. It might not feel easy now, but the more you go through this journey, the more you'll realize that creating the product isn't actually the hard bit. The hard bit is getting people to find that product, which is what we call traffic. So I am a marketing director by trade. So sometimes I do use a bit of jargon. So let me know if you don't understand any of the terms. But traffic just means people coming to your product page, views, impressions, eyeballs. All of this is referred to as traffic. Another thing you might be thinking is, I'm posting on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, but no one's buying. You know, you're posting, the gurus tell you to post, they tell you to turn up every day, they tell you to be consistent, but you're doing all of that and you're still not getting anyone buying your products. You might feel burnt out and overwhelmed. I often feel this. Okay. So this is kind of a catch all. But in relation to getting people to buy your digital product, actually making sales, and you might not think anyone wants to buy my digital product. Okay. And that's not true. Well, if you've done your digital product research correctly. You probably also think, I need to go viral. I need to have this huge audience. I need one of my reels or one of my TikToks to hit 100K to make sales. And that's not true, because I've gone viral before, and I went viral talking about something random. Guys, it was the most random thing. I was talking about like an Amazon influencer thing. And, you know, it was relevant kind of to my audience, but I didn't have any products about it. I literally tried this thing one time and spoke about it online, and it blew up on TikTok, and I made £0, 0 pence, because I had no money. I had no products related to it. And I know so many people, like so many of your big influencers going viral, and they're just not monetizing it. Okay. So going viral, isn't it? Having a big audience does help. But if you don't have these skills to monetize that audience, again, that is not going to be the main thing that brings you sales. Okay. So what I've said is, actually you don't need either. Insert sunglasses, very cool. But what you need is a search-based strategy. So, you know, my approach is quite different to other people. There's a lot of people on YouTube talking about digital products. I know, because they come up in my feed every single day. And like 90% of them are talking about getting your traffic through you know, trending content or value-based content, all this stuff. And actually, like, none of that to me really works. What works is search-based content. And so you need to be able to have content that is optimized so that when people are searching for terms, for your products, for your solutions, that you are coming up. And trust me, people are searching. People are searching every day. It used to just be in Google. Now they're searching in social media. Now they're searching in ChatGPT. They're searching all over the place. You need to be able to show up when people are searching for the right things relating to your product. So that is kind of the overall strategy. I'm going to give you a bit more detail. But first of all, I just want to take a quick step back, because I want you to understand that this is part of a 3-part strategy. And I know a lot of you, not just a lot of you, I was doing it at the start of my journey as well. You get carried away, right? You find this thing, digital products, amazing. I'm going to create a product overnight, or I'm going to resell a course. Don't do that, by the way. If you haven't bought a digital marketing course, please don't. They're not worth your $500, trust me. But you're looking for the shortcuts, right? You're looking to just get to the point where you're going to make 10K, 12K, 20K. And, you know, I can't tell you how many emails I get when it's like, how long is it going to take me to make my first 1K? And I'm like, well, I don't know. You tell me, because how much effort you're going to put in? Have you gone through all of the stages? Okay. So I want you to realize that, like, this is a side hustle, and it is a business, and it is a way for you to make money. But show me any other business that you could start in a week and expect to make 1K or 10K. Like, show me any other real business, not a scammy business, not like a Bitcoin business, like a real business. It doesn't work like that. Okay. And so I'm always, I hope, honest with you to say that this is part of a process. You start here. The first stage is you need to plan. You need to validate your digital product idea. You need to go out and do some research. You need to know who you're selling to. Okay. Don't skip this step. Find out what your competitors are doing. Like, all of this stuff you need to do. Once you've planned out your product, you've got your niche, you validated by doing your research. And guys, I have videos on all of this stuff on my channel. The second bit is to build your digital product. Like, go out there and build it. Get templates if you want. I have a PLR store. I own a PLR store. So I can give you templates to speed it up, but you still need to build your product. You know, you need to choose the right templates. You need to choose your own colors. You need to decide what you're going to put in there. And yes, ChatGPT can do 80% of the work for you, but please, for the love of God, don't let it do 100%, because then you do not have a unique product. Okay. I get requests to build a digital product video. I'm probably not, because there's so many different types of digital products that I could show you a planner and then somebody wants a course, or I could show you a template and then somebody wants something different, right? So your digital product build is unique to you. But you know, this stage can be done quite quickly. You know, I've created digital products in 2 hours before. So, you know, it depends on the type of product. And then you move on to selling. And this is where we are here, right? So we've planned our product, we've created our product, we've set it up on our platforms, we've got the tech sorted, and now we need to drive traffic. And the reason why I tell you don't skip ahead, it's so important. And please hear me when I say this. I don't want any emails of anyone telling me, oh, you know, I've done all of my posting, but they went through to the wrong page, or, you know, I didn't have my tech set up. Set everything up properly first, that when you go and you do that effort to drive traffic to your digital product, people are actually able to buy it. Okay. So it's really, really important. Anyway, so this is the 3-part process, right? You've planned your niche, you've validated your idea, you've built, you're selling. Okay. So I hope everybody's really clear on that. If not, drop questions into the chat so I can clarify for you. Okay. So let's assume that you're at the selling stage. Okay. There are 3 ways to get traffic. Only 3. Only 3. Okay. So for those of you feeling overwhelmed, I hope you can take comfort in the fact of knowing there is only 3 ways. There's different platforms and there's different strategies, but there's only 3 ways. One is to buy. Okay, so you can buy your traffic. If you've got no time to post content, this is how I started, by the way. I had no time to post content. I had a full-time job. I was a director at a company. I don't have time. Just let me buy it. Okay, so I started buying ads. This is paid ads, usually on Meta. Meta is Instagram and Facebook and WhatsApp now. Or you can do it on Pinterest, or you can do it on YouTube, or you can do it on Google. Okay, don't get scared. I'm not telling you to go and do paid ads right now. I'm just letting you know it's an option. And all of your millionaires, your Alex Hormozis, all of those guys, they're doing paid ads. Okay. The second way, well, that really is the second way. The other way, I'm going to come on to build last, because this is what we're going to focus the workshop on. Okay. This workshop's going to be focused on organic, but I just want you to know all the options. The other option is borrow. Okay. So borrow is all about collaborations, affiliates, partnerships. This is where you're borrowing someone else's audience. So if I went on, I'm going to use Stephen Bartlett, Diary of a CEO, right? Let's say I was lucky enough to get invited to his podcast, and then I was talking on the podcast, and then I sold my coaching. Okay. There's a good chance, because it's got a huge audience, huge audience. There's a good chance that I would get a lot of sales from that. But that is a borrow strategy. So I've got onto his platform, I've borrowed his credibility, I've borrowed his audience, and then I've sold my product. This is not suitable for beginners. Don't worry. I'm not saying you should do this, but just keep in mind, when you grow, you might want to use influencers, and you might want to use partnerships to grow your digital product. And the last and most popular way is organic. Okay, so this is what we're going to talk about a bit more today. Organic is free. This is when you're posting on social media, when you're posting on platforms like Pinterest and YouTube, spoiler alert, to get people to your digital product page for free. Okay. So how do you know which one to choose? I'm going to say this only once. Hope it's really clear. You build when you have more time than you do money. If you do not want to spend money on your business yet, that's fine. And you're starting out and you want to do this for free, you're going to go for build, because you've got time. You're willing to invest the time to do content. Okay. So if you've got the time, but you don't want to spend the money, you're going to do build. If you've got the money, but you don't want to spend the time, which is where I was at the start of my journey, really early days, you're going to do paid ads. And if you've got a strong network, let's say you know people with big platforms and for some reason they're going to let you on their platform, or you can pay them to get them on their platform, you could try this. Okay. This is why a lot of famous people have huge business growth, like Kim Kardashian, like Khloe Kardashian, all those. Do you think, I mean, Skims is okay. It's okay. But Good American, that's a load I mean, I don't think it's a great brand. You lot let me know. But because Chloe's got a massive platform, it's a success, right? And that's a big example, but obviously there are much smaller influencers doing this as well. Okay. So we're going to spend time here today. And I also just want you to know, I'm not being negative at all. I'm just being very real with you. If you have neither, if you're willing to spend no time on this, okay, and you're willing to spend no money on it, then you do not have a business. You do not have a business. This is not for you. It's fine to just stick to your 9 to 5. Okay. You have to be willing to spend either time or money to grow this thing and to make it to the place where it's either supplementing your like 9 to 5 income or it's replacing it. Okay. So that is the reality. I can't get around that for you. There's no strategy on this earth that's just going to build you a business without spending any time or any money on it. Okay. I love their Dash brand. I don't know anything about their Dash brand actually. So maybe I need to check that out. Okay, so this is what I was just saying before. If you have time, you're going to build. If you have budget, you're going to buy. If you want to scale, let's say you're doing this full time. Let's say you're really giving yourself your all to this business. You can do both, okay? And a lot of people are doing both. And that's where you're getting people that are making millions from digital products. They're doing both. Okay. I hope that's landing so far. Let me know in the chat if everyone is following me, if they're hearing me, if they understand exactly where I'm going with this. Okay, so let's start with the build, okay? Because this is where this is where 99% of you are going to start. You're going to want to build your own brand organically. And by the way, this is a very good thing to do, okay? Like if I was to say, even if you had all the money in the world, I would say start organically, because what you need to build is a community. You need to understand your audience. You need to understand their pain points. You need to actually see the questions coming through on your YouTube or your reels and actually be able to answer them. And you need to be able to do all that. And you don't get that kind of connection with paid ads right away. And trust me, like I figured that out. So when people most start building, they usually start building with TikTok or Instagram. And I've actually put these, I think, the wrong way around. Both of them have really short shelf life. TikTok, I've said 2 days. I think it should be the other way around. TikTok's probably around 7 days. I would say if you've got a great piece of content, you can still get traction on TikTok after a few days. But Instagram, after 24 hours, baby, that is gone. It's gone. Maybe 48 hours if you're lucky. And then you need to keep posting. And the thing with TikTok and Instagram, Facebook to a certain extent, is their business. They are businesses, by the way. They are social media companies, but they are businesses. I've worked with them in my corporate job doing marketing for them. They are businesses. They're not here to just entertain us. They're here to make money. And the longer that you stay on those platforms, the more money they make from their advertisers. So that's the reason why your content doesn't do any good, because they want you to keep logging in every day and keep posting every day and keep burning out. Like that is their whole business model. Okay. Mark Zuckerberg will be very happy. And this live will probably get demonetized for me saying that, but like it's so true. Okay. YouTube, the lovely platform we're all on today, is also a business, by the way. I'm not saying that it's like holier than thou, but the thing is your content has no shelf life. It means that it never expires. And yes, it does do better in the first week or the first 2 weeks. But I actually have a video. I have proof of this for myself. I have a video. It's called I let ChatGPT create a business, and here's what happened, right? I recorded that video ages ago. If you go back and watch it, my editing's different. I look completely different. Like it's very amateur. But that video started to blow up like months later, 2 months later, maybe. And that is because more people were searching ChatGPT and businesses and blah, blah, blah. So the thing is with YouTube, because it's a search-based platform, your video can never expire. Like if people, sometimes I search things on YouTube and I get a video 5 years ago and I'll look at it like, that's a bit old. But sometimes I'll watch it and I say, oh, that's exactly what I needed. So YouTube and Pinterest are based on search. They are not based on trends. TikTok and Instagram is all about what's trending. What's trendy right now? What's the trending audio? What's going on with the P. Diddy case? Like all of these trending topics. But YouTube and Pinterest, it still has some trending stuff on it, don't get me wrong, but they are powered by search. So the keywords that you type into the search bar, that is what controls whether your content stays relevant for a long time. Okay? So that is the difference between the two strategies. TikTok and Instagram is all about scroll. You need to stop the scroll. You need to create something aesthetic. You need to do a trending audio. And when it pops off, it pops off. Don't get me wrong. I've seen people making a lot of money from reels. But the thing is, you probably have to make 1,000 reels just for one to pop off on average. I'm just making that up. But that's what it feels like, right? Whereas on YouTube and Pinterest, even if you make a piece of content and it doesn't hit right away, whenever someone searches for it, it's going to come back up. And so your content lasts forever. So you're not just creating for the sake of creating. You're creating something that's going to stick around and is still going to be making you sales 6 months, 10 months, 12 months down the line, maybe even more. Okay. So these are the kind of two types of content I was talking about. You've got the chasing trends, which is your TikTok and your Instagram, is short-lived. You're constantly creating and it's unpredictable. I don't know who's posted a lot of on Instagram. I've done a bit, like I wasn't feeling it, but like one reel will pop off, right? This can happen. One reel will pop off and you'll get thousands of views, thousands and thousands of views, and the next one will get 60. Why? It's very unpredictable, and so no matter what your strategy is, you're always going to find yourself playing catch up. Whereas with YouTube and Pinterest, yes, some videos perform better than others. But if you search optimize it, you can create it once and it can be found forever. Okay, so I have a video, how to market my digital products. It's literally free right now. I think it's my best performing video. It's still my best performing video like 3-4 weeks later. You know why? Because people are searching all the time how to market their digital products. And so I can't tell you how much more sustainable those two platforms are and how you're going to see results over time. They're not instant. And that's the thing with Instagram and TikTok. Sometimes a bit of a dopamine hit. Sometimes you might drop your first video on TikTok and it blows up and you think, oh my God, this is amazing. So, but that is like, it's like a high. It's like taking substances. It's a high. Whereas YouTube and Pinterest, they're going to give you consistent traffic over time. Okay. So I've talked about this already, you know, what's the difference between the two of them? Where should you start? I'm talking about my personal recommendations. It looks like I'm the only man in here. Are we even welcome? Everybody is welcome, my love. If you want to create traffic and you want to learn how to market your digital products, please stay in, okay? There we go. You're not the only one. There we go. That was a really strange comment to make. Anyway, so which one should you be choosing? Ideally, you should do both. But as a beginner, I always say start with one platform because the reason why is that I'm assuming you've probably got a job, you've probably got kids, probably got other things going on. You do not have the time to master more than one platform. Okay, you do not. You do not have the time to master more than one platform. So focus your energy on doing one really, really well. And, you know, there's a lot of people that I've told this and they're like, no, I'm just going to post on multiple platforms. There's more chance that I'm going to get more views. And I'm like, okay, do it. And nearly all of them come back to me like 6 months later. It's like, oh, Rochelle, you were right. I should have just chose one platform. And the thing is, there is repurposing software like Repurpose.io. I even did a video on it that can easily repurpose your content. So you don't even need to think about creating content for more than one platform. You just create content for one and then let it repurpose. Yes, it might not do as well on other platforms, but you're still going to get visibility. Focus your energy on mastering one. Trust me, you will see way better results. I want to give an analogy here. It's kind of strange being married, but imagine having 2 wives. Like, how much stress would it be to try and keep both of them happy? Whereas, like, it's a job just trying to do one. Okay, that's the analogy that came to my mind right now. So think about it like that. Think about it like, if I choose one, I go all in and I research and I learn everything there is to learn about this platform, then the chances of you doing well exponentially increase than you trying to stretch your time across 2 platforms. We've got a few more minutes and then I'm going to go into Q&A for you. And so this is how you get to a 6-figure funnel, right? And we're not talking about funnels today. This is honestly a way more advanced topic, which I would cover in my paid courses. I'll be very honest with you. But a funnel simply is the steps that people take to get to your digital product. Okay. So where do they find you? Where do they download your freebie? Where do they then buy your product? Where do they then repurchase from you? Okay. That is your funnel. And that all starts with your traffic source. Okay. So that is the start of your funnel. So master this and you're going to have a 6-figure funnel at some point. I can't guarantee when, but you will, as long as you stay committed. Okay, so I really want to touch quickly on the content types. I don't just want to tell you where to post because that's only one part of the story, really. Like the next part is like, what do you actually post? So there's 4 types of content. 1, storytelling, huge, 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 huge. Okay, especially now. Storytelling, I think, is like the #1 content trend this year. Not my words, all of the people out there on YouTube talking about storytelling. So listen, this is so powerful because everyone buys into a story. As humans, we are hardwired to want to create and hear stories. Okay. So this one is really important. And the big part here is like showing who you are behind your business. So yeah, I'm a digital product coach, but I also let you know other stuff. Like I've just got married. I can't sell my flat. I haven't spoke about that on YouTube a lot, but like I've got this like investment flat that is like costing me thousands. I can't get rid of. Like I show you that I'm a normal person going through the normal things, and that's what you need to show your audience as well. The next one is educational. You all know this: how-tos, tips, tutorials, busting common myths. I do a lot of this. A lot of people say educational content is dead. I disagree. You don't have to just do educational content. So you don't just do tutorials, but it is very helpful and it shows your authority. The next bit is inspirational, mindset, quotes, all of this stuff, really, really important. Okay. Again, people might not be where they want to be yet. So if you can show them that actually it's possible, they're way more likely to connect with you. Okay, and then promotional is when you're selling. There's nothing wrong with selling, guys. There is nothing wrong with saying, I've got this product, I've got this great offer, it's going to expire in 48 hours, go buy it. There's nothing wrong with that. But you need to do all of these other things first. I don't want to see any of you coming on YouTube or Pinterest and your first video is, buy my digital product. Because I'm going to message you, I'm going to email you, whatever, and I'm going to tell you off because you need to do these other pieces of content first. You need to build trust. You need to build community, or no one's going to want to buy from you. Okay. The next bit is your content pillars. You've probably heard of this. This is basically 4 to 5 topics that you are going to keep talking about repeatedly. Okay. And they're going to be related to your main digital product or your main niche. So this example I did for one of my clients who's a femininity coach. And I was saying, okay, let's look at the different things that your content is going to be made up of. What are the 4 key things that you want to talk about, you want to educate about? They're normally connected to your offers, to your digital products in some way. The trick here is to make sure they're similar enough to appeal to the same audience, but different enough to introduce variety into your content. Okay. So for me, for example, I'm always talking about digital products. Sometimes I'm like, oh, girl, give it a rest. So I would also talk about things like AI. I'll also talk about Pinterest. I'm also going to start talking about YouTube quite a bit as well. So these are all related. You need all of them to sell your digital products, but they're all slightly different. So think about what your content pillars would be. I would say start with at least 3, anywhere up to 5 when you're starting. And it makes content creation so much easier because if you don't know what to post, you can just look at your content pillars and you can make a piece of content about those things. Okay. And so this is the last slide. I really wanted to leave you guys with some actual next steps because otherwise, all of this information becomes overwhelming and it becomes overstimulating, and you don't want to do next. You don't know what to do next. Okay. So the next thing you're going to do, provided you've got your digital product, if you haven't, you need to go back a few steps. And actually, my next few lives, they're all going to be on the earlier steps. How you're choosing your niche, how you're validating, how you're building. But I put a poll out and you guys tell me that you want traffic. That's what you told me. I think 60% of people told me. So this is what I'm creating. Okay. But so your next steps are going to be, you're going to choose your platform. My recommendations, by now, are Pinterest and YouTube. If you want to choose something different, that is fine. Choose the platform that you are most comfortable with. If you're like, you know what, Rochelle, I'm good. I know Instagram. I know how to get 50K views on every single post. Do Instagram. I'm not against it. Do the things that do the platform that feels good to you. But choose one. I don't want to see you choosing more than one. Then pick your content pillars, up to 3. Plan out your content. So 1 to 2 posts. I've said a week. That's based if you're on YouTube. If you're on other platforms, you might need to post more often. And make sure you're adding a clear call to action. This is marketing speak for tell people what to do next after they have digested your content. So for a lot of you, you'll notice in my video, I tell you to go watch another video, or I'll tell you to go grab my freebie in the description box, or sometimes I might even mention my product. Like I might even mention a product like Pin Perfection that is going to help you optimize your Pinterest, set up an actual Pinterest account that is going to be visible. It's going to create all of your pin content for you. Obviously, you need to give it the inputs. You need to tell it where you want to link to and stuff, but it's literally your Pinterest assistant. So for those of you reaching out to me saying, oh, help me with Pinterest, can you mentor me? Trust me, this is so much cheaper. Okay. This is so much cheaper than me mentoring you. And it's got all of my expertise and all of my training because I trained it. I put all of my training inside it already. Okay, so that is it. I'm gonna now scroll to the top. My sister's gonna help me make sure that I don't miss any questions. And let's do it. Let's scroll to the top and get all your questions. Okay, so let's start here. I'm making a guidebook on how girls can earn online by chatting on their phones. My niche is side hustle. Okay, would love to hear more about that. And kind of what parts do you need help with, my love? Burnt out for sure. Totally get that. I just finished my content yesterday. It's on relationships. I'm now on Canva and want to launch it by the weekend. That's amazing. What problem are you overcoming? What problem are you solving with your product? So in relationships, there's all different types of problems. Intimacy problems, financial security problems, communication problems. So what specifically within relationships are you solving? Tell me right now in the chat. I would love to know. My digital product is a study ebook for microbiology. I love that. See, that is so specific, right? You're going to appeal to people that need help studying for microbiology. So it might feel like a small audience, but trust me, you don't need a big audience. You just need a small audience who know that that product that you're selling is exactly what they need. It makes it a no-brainer. Okay, they're probably not going to see a lot of other study guides from microbiology, or maybe they are. I don't know. I'm not in this. I'm not in the field. But you're really specific with this product, and so really, what it's down to now is just making sure that you've laid it out in a really easy to follow way, and then you've got your traffic strategy ready on how you're going to promote it. Exactly, they are scams. Yeah, I think you're talking about the digital marketing courses. Listen, the resale courses. I wouldn't say they are scams because some people are doing really well. I actually have a student that's doing really well selling courses. I don't approve really, because the reason I don't approve is because I don't think they're sustainable. And I think you can't have a business where you're just reselling the same thing that everyone else is. It hits a ceiling. Yeah, you probably will make some money, but it hits a ceiling. There's only so far you can go. Until then, you decide to transition into your own unique products that you're creating. Okay. These 3 gems are priceless. You're welcome, my love. Enhancing self-esteem. Self-esteem is a really good niche for Pinterest. You could even just start posting quotes and start getting traffic to your product. Do you have videos on planning? Yes, I have a video on how to choose your niche, how to validate your niche, the top 3 types of digital products to sell. So I have videos on those, but I'm always open to requests. If you guys want to see something, just let me know and I will see if I can work it into my creation. Ideas are organic, but the quality of the products aren't there yet. I will find that a lot of the time we overestimate what we think the product needs to look like. I am a designer in my heart. I've been designing stuff my whole life, and so I would spend weeks and weeks and weeks designing my products, make them really, really pretty, but I wasn't marketing them properly, and so they wasn't getting as much sales. Now I'm very functional. Like, it took everything in me to just create an Excel, a Google Sheets tracker for something in pin perfection for your keywords, rather than this elaborate like Canva thing. Because at the end of the day, people don't want design. They want you to solve the problem. Okay. They want their problem solved. And that's more important. Hello, hello. I love Alex Hormozy. He's in diary scene. So even millionaires, yeah, even millionaires, you'd borrow audiences. You know why? Because Alex Hormozy, for example, 3 million whatever followers, subscribers on YouTube. Diary of a CEO, also huge, huge audiences. But even though both of their audiences are in business, they're kind of slightly different. Alex Hormozy's audience is more like, you're an entrepreneur, you want to build your own business, like me and lots of other people. Whereas Stephen Bartlett is more like, you're a CEO, you're a corporate person. I mean, obviously he also appeals to business owners as well, but it's slightly different audience, slightly different ends of the audience, and that's why they can share their audiences. So yeah, everybody, no, there is no kind of limit on when you can do collaborations. Yeah, it's exhausting. I tapped out. I think you're talking about TikTok on Instagram. Don't blame you. I'm ready to put in the effort. Is it possible to build a business with only Pinterest and the email strategy? Yeah, of course it is. It's possible. You need to post it. You need to schedule a lot of pins. I don't know if you saw my last Pinterest video. I can normally do about 50 pins in one sitting in about 2 hours. And that for me is normally enough for the month. But if you wanted to just do Pinterest and you wanted to build a full-time business, you probably need to be 50 pins a week. And you can do it in 2 to 3 hours. So it's not that bad. And you can schedule it on Tailwind, but you just need to up the volume. Okay. Up the volume. I stopped posting every day and started focusing more on research and product quality. Yeah. To be honest, I would not post any every day. If I wanted to do, let's say I wanted to do Instagram, I would not post every day until I had my product finished. I had my lead magnet finished. I had my product set up on beacons. And I had I had my emails written. I'll do everything first, because as soon as you start pouring traffic in, you need to have everything in place for them to buy. Okay, there's no point pouring traffic in and you're not ready for them to buy your product. Which I've done, by the way, for my community. I've started like YouTube and everyone's like, where's your community? And I'm like, it's not ready yet. Because I did not expect YouTube to be as successful as it was. So just learn from my mistakes. I'm ready to put in the effort. Is it? Oh, sorry, I've already done that one. Who must be American? I don't understand that one. I'm clearly not American. That is what happened to me on TikTok. One of my videos. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Going viral doesn't mean sales. Do you know what I mean? And you can get 500k views on one video, then 100k on another. Like it doesn't make any sense. And you can't build a business that way. Imagine that being your only income. And it's just like that, 500k, 100k. Like nobody can do that at all. I made a business account after your video. I don't understand it. It's super simple. So you create your business account and then you start creating your pins, right? In between that though, there is a step of creating your bio. So just like your Instagram bio, but it's a lot longer. Creating all your boards, so where your pins are actually saved. And then yeah, that's it. Creating your bio and creating your boards, and pin perfection, the ChatGPT will help you with that. I am thinking though, you guys let me know if this is a good idea. The next live, I can show you creating it from scratch, because I want to create another one. I want to create another Pinterest just to do my affiliate marketing on. And I've got a video dropping on affiliate marketing in the next week or so. Actually, it's a brand deal in the next week or so. So like, you don't have to have a digital product. And I have been dabbling in affiliates, and I've been making good money on affiliates. So I think I'm going to start another Pinterest. If you want to see that live and direct, I'll show you the whole process. Let me know ASAP, because I'm going to do it. Just a case of whether I do it on live or not. It's super hard to focus on one. Yeah, I know this. I've got many digital products, but honestly, if I could crawl back into the person that I was 3 years ago, I would have just created one really good product. I would have added bonuses on top. And I would have just like marketed that one digital product. Because if you don't know how to market one, if you can't figure out how to make consistent sales on one digital product, why create more? Because you're not selling your first one enough first. So all you're doing is taking time away from what you should be spending mastering your marketing and mastering your sales to create another digital product that isn't going to sell. Okay, so it only makes sense if you've already got a digital product that's making sales and then you want to add to it. I'm curious about paid traffic running ads on Meta. There's nothing wrong with running ads on Meta, and honestly, like I say, if you're time poor, it's a really good way to do it. I've done it before. I've seen mixed results. I've seen really good results, and I've seen not so good results. So the big part about paid ads is you need a strategy, because it's expensive to get wrong, right? If I release a YouTube video tomorrow and it flops, I'm like, oh damn, I spent a lot of time on that. I do pay my editor, so I'll be like, okay, I lost out on the money that I spent for my editor. It's fine. But if I mess up my ads, that's money down the drain, depending on how much you're spending. So what I would recommend, start with a $5 a day budget. Okay. So I'm about to turn on ads again soon. When I launch my community, I will turn back on my ads. I'm going to spend $5 a day until that's profitable. So when my $5 a day budget is making me probably 20 plus dollars in sales. So when it's making 4 times my investment, that's when I increase it. So like, do it in increments. But I do have a really good community. It's not my community, but I can recommend you a community who can teach you all about ads and who's way better than me at ads. Which one do you suggest, Pinterest or YouTube? It really depends on how much capacity you've got. Okay. YouTube takes more effort because you have to record your videos, you have to edit your videos. You might want to invest in an editor like I did. So YouTube does take more effort, but you will get more traffic quicker. Okay. Because Pinterest is a little bit of a slower build. Okay. So if you've got the capacity for YouTube, start with YouTube. If not, start with Pinterest and then add YouTube on top, because together they're really, really good because they're both search based. And right now, a good tactic that I'm using, I'm at 9.2K subscribers, guys. And I think I've got 6K subscribers in the last 28 days. It's actually very strong growth. And one of the cheat codes I'm doing is I am pinning some of my YouTube videos to Pinterest. So I'm making a pin about my video, like how to market a digital product, with me like smiling on the pin, or sometimes I just use stock image, and then when someone clicks on it, they'll go through to my YouTube. So that's a little hack. I have 28 digital things I want to start instead of focusing on one. Bless you. Again, like, take a step back, think about, okay, what one most aligns with you, is going to solve the biggest problem. If you want, you can send me an email and I can help you to narrow them down. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's difficult to focus on one product. Yeah, I really hear this, guys. This is a valid comment. Again, like, I was there too. I think just like, have as much discipline with yourself. Pick the one that you can create quickest, that is going to have the most impact on your target audience. Pick that one first, finish it, make 10 sales of it, and then we'll talk about whether you create another. Okay. So just keep that in mind. Okay. Make sales first. Haven't sold one yet. See, don't start moving on until you've sold your first one. And if you've really, really tried and it's just not shifting, then first I would email me and ask me to have and see if I can have, well, I don't know if I'll have time to have a look at it, but I can at least give you some feedback based on what you say in email. And then you can decide whether you need to shift onto something else. But if you know that you did your research correctly, then you shouldn't be shifting. You should be focusing your energy on getting traffic to your first digital product. My question is, I sell digital products on Etsy. I used to too. I still do, guys. I still have an Etsy shop, by the way. I still get sales every single day on my Etsy shop. I look and I always look at the notification. I'm like, people are still buying from this Etsy shop that I haven't uploaded in forever. But that's where I made my first 16. Is it 6? Yeah, that's where I made my first 16K on Etsy. So it does work, but now just Etsy's not it anymore. I've done a whole video on it. Just watch that one. But yeah, I don't recommend it anymore. I've been my freebie and my funnel, but I need to relax and focus on one. Okay. If you've got one and you've got your freebie, then if you've got your freebie and you've got a funnel, then you probably need to start driving traffic for it. Probably need to start using YouTube or Pinterest to drive traffic. Oh, sorry. Your other comment didn't finish. I'm selling digital products on Etsy. I have 3 main points I want to focus on: self-care, time management, money and savings for busy women. Is that too much? No, that's fine because they all relate to the same target audience. So that's absolutely fine. Do you have a course? No, I don't sell courses. I have some starter kits. So I have a starter kit to help you get started with digital products. I have a kit for Pinterest, which I showed you earlier, and I have a kit for ebooks. Those are my 3 main products. I also have like a really low ticket $9 launch pack if you just want to dip your toes in and kind of get some information to help you on your way to your first product. But my core offer will be my membership when I launch it in a few weeks' time. This will be my membership. You can come in. That's when you're going to get my training. That's when I'm going to be doing like weekly calls with you guys, coaching calls, Q&A calls, all of that stuff. You know, that would all be in the membership. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. How do you handle info overload? This is such a good question. I am thinking about doing a video on this, like how to handle the overwhelm that comes with starting something like this, because you know there is a lot to learn and you're going to feel uncomfortable because this journey requires a whole lot of growth. Okay, you need to grow as a person. This has completely changed me as a person in a good way. So you know, one of the things that has really helped me, 2 things actually. One has been journaling. And when someone told me to journal a long time ago, and I was like, oh, I don't have time. Oh, no, no, no. I don't need to do all that. And then, yeah, I nearly had a mentee bee. I won't lie. So I had to start journaling. I do audio journal. I have an app. I speak into it every day and I feel so much lighter. So much lighter. Like just let the day go, put it all out there, and then I revisit it in the morning. Another thing I do is time blocking. I don't time block individual tasks in my diary, but I'll do like a block. So let's say and I do this on a weekly basis. So I have like a 3-hour block where I do all of my emails. So I do a lot of similar tasks together. I have another 3-hour block where I'll plan out all my YouTube. You know, I'll have another 3-hour block where I'm doing techie stuff. So I try to group as much tasks, and I still do my 9 to 5, by the way, guys. I try to do as much tasks together as I can. And so it means that like after those 2 or 3 hours, I don't have to think about that task again to the morning. I use Notion. There's so many things. There's so many things. That's why I'm like, oh, maybe I need a video on it. But yeah, I'm very conscious. I've got a lot of questions to go and only 10 minutes. So let me get through these quicker. I want to create a product for women that feel sad. What would you recommend? Are you asking me what would I recommend format wise? Or whether I feel like this is a good product? I would need to do some research. That's the thing. I think a lot of us feel like you can just make a decision like this. So I would need to research women in their midlife that are unhappy with their marriage. What type of things are they struggling with? You know, and I know it's going to be things like self-care, mental health, confidence, but I would need to research what those things are and then base my products around that. And where I would do my research is Facebook groups, Reddit, TikTok, amazing place to research, and Etsy. I would go and find other competitors that are creating something similar, I would look at their reviews and see what people didn't like about it that I could include in mine. There's so many different things that I would be researching in order to figure out if this is a worthwhile product. So I'll be really honest, I can't give you a yes or no on the call, but I do think there is opportunity, and you should go and definitely do a bit more deeper research. In terms of the format, go for either an ebook or a mini course. A mini course doesn't have to be anything crazy, can just be a couple of videos. Right, I'm going to try and get through as many of these as I can. Are those other products like digital mini overnight payout method? No. If you want my real opinion, real opinion, no filter, no. Create your own. Honestly, it's better. It's going to be more sustainable. Communication, workbook in relationship. That's a really good one. See, that's really specific. And I know because I'm in a relationship and I always have communication issues. So I know like that is a problem that you can definitely overcome. I'm having FOMO. Oh, what you got FOMO of, my love? What's a realistic timeline to give yourself to launch? You need to give yourself well, in terms of like from the point at which you created it to the point at which you launch, I would say a month. You need a month. You know why? Because you need to do 2 weeks of pre-launch activity. So like you're promoting, you're doing content, you're visible, you're doing lives, whatever it is. You need to give yourself 2 weeks of that. I mean, I would say 2 weeks to plan that content. So plan all your emails and plan all your content out in advance. So that's why I say give yourself at least 4 weeks. Thanks so much. Ready to execute. Love that. If I could play on TikTok lives, you can play a like, congratulations. I would play it. When it comes to that, I want to do more of them because I know other platforms, but I don't know how to be faceless and make good TikTok posts. I've got a video on faceless. Faceless on TikTok. Dare I say that I think the faceless trend is dying? Dare I say it? I'm just going to put it out there. It's all about having a personal brand now, and you really need to be the face of your brand. Even if you don't show your face in every single post, that's okay. But I do think that you need to have a faced brand in some way or another. And there's some ways that you can like maybe do voiceovers, you can do more carousels. But like, I'm here to be real with you guys. If you want to make good money from this, you need to have a strong personal brand. And I would say if you can, unless there's a real reason why you can't, I would encourage you to be a face brand. And I know, sorry, I'm acting like that's not a big deal. It is a big deal. A lot of people are scared of that. But honestly, would you rather be scared and successful, or would you rather stay where you are? That's the decision you have to make for yourself. How to create a landing page and Pinterest account. So create your landing page on Beacons, or Flowdesk. Flowdesk have some beautiful templates for your landing page, and you might also want to create a few blog posts that you can also link to that link back to your landing page. Okay, so that would be. I know that's a short answer, but I've got a lot of questions, so hopefully that helps. Should I put my beacons in my TikTok bio? Yeah. Right, put your beacons in your TikTok bio for sure. Put the direct link to your product if you can. Not just your beacon page with all the different links to your product. No. Choose one product and put the direct link in. Go on my TikTok, you'll see what I've got on my landing page. My workbook is about, okay, yeah, that's a good niche. That's a great niche. You go over it on how to use pins on Pinterest to help with marketing and SEO. I feel like I covered quite a lot of that in my last video. I've got 2 more videos coming out on Pinterest. One is affiliate and one is the type of content that you should be pinning. They will be out soon. So let me know after that if you've still got questions. I think I'm going to do one more follow-up on how to create a blog, because blogs work really well. Do you recommend for a coming soon? Yeah, definitely. Use your freebie as a coming soon, as in like, here's what I have. Next step will be my product, which will be launching soon, if you have one. Thoughts on Substack? Do you know what? I think you asked me this in one of my other YouTube videos and I haven't had a chance to look at it. I'm so sorry. I don't know much about it, but I will try and research it and let you know. That's my editor messaging me. The next video is on its way, guys. Sometimes my editor slows me down a bit. I probably need to get another one. What does launching a community mean? You know, like a school community or a Facebook group. A community is where you basically give people access to you and to each other. So you bring them all into one space, and then you can offer what you want. So I'm going to be offering coaching calls and training and templates, but you can offer what you want inside that community. Does that make sense? A lot of people use it to do like coaching kind of stuff, but some people use it just as a opportunity for you to connect with other people. So school groups are really popular right now, and that's what I'll be launching, a school group. I'm very interested in the community. Yeah, it's coming. I'm working as hard as I can. When I say I'm working hard on it, it's coming soon. Post around 5 pins a day. I've seen others see yeah. Pinning 5 times a day is great. If you're more advanced, you could also repin other people's content as well. It's just like reposting on a TikTok or Instagram. It gets you more views, and it gets you more favored. Like, it gets your pins higher on the Pinterest page by doing this as well. So that's another thing that you can try, and that will get you up to like 10 pins a day, because you can do 5 of your own pins, and then you could repost 5 pins, and you can do that super quickly with Tailwind. So do you mean if I have different niches and decide to make a product on one, I should drive sales on that one before I move to the next one? Yes. This is exactly what I mean. It's exactly what I mean. Can you share the cost of the membership? I don't know yet. You know what? I actually don't know, because every day I wake up and I feel like God has put a thought on my heart to put more into this membership. All I know is that if you are on the waiting list, which Shan, if you're on the line and you can look in the link bank and get the community waitlist and drop it in the comments, that would be great. So my sister hopefully will drop the link in. If you are on the wait list, you are going to get the best pricing, like the best, as in like, I'll probably give you 24 or 48 hours to get a crazy price. And then after that, I'm putting it up to what it actually should be. If I don't make sales on Etsy, do you still suggest I have a Beacons page? I don't have an audience. I mean, Etsy is good if you don't have an audience, right? Because it does bring you an audience. That's why I don't like to badmouth Etsy too much. Use Pin Perfection. You can use Pin Perfection with Etsy as well, because Pinterest is a great way to drive extra traffic to your Etsy. So if you've still got an Etsy and you're not sure if you want to take the step to go outside of Etsy, start driving traffic from your Pinterest now. Do 50% of it to your own site and like your own beacons, and do 50% of it to your Etsy, and then you're going to get the benefit of both, and then you can make the decision. But if you want, I can do a video on like how you transition from being an Etsy seller to being an actual brand. I can do that because it is a big change. I'm not completing it. No, it's not too early. You know what? You can put a wait list like I've done. My community is not ready, but every video people are asking me about it. So I've got a wait list now. And so people can jump on your wait list. That means that when you launch your community, you're already launching to people that said they want to be in the community, right? And then if you can offer them get a free bonus or a special price, that gives them even more reason to join you. So it's not too early to do a wait list. You can do it on Flowdesk. You can do it on Beacons. It'll probably take you less than an hour to put together. My daughter's bringing in thousands of traffic on Pinterest. She's 19. Do you know what? I want to know, has she got her Pinterest linked to something? And what's she pinning about? Is it like hair and makeup and stuff? Because I see so many pins on Pinterest that don't have a link. And I'm like, you're losing out on so much money. If she hasn't got a product, she can also be an affiliate. Okay, I've got an affiliate marketing video dropping next. So you might want to send her that one. I just launched my digital product. I've got free sales already. Yes, well done. Already priced my product pretty low to get my feet wet. Okay. What would you recommend to generate more sales? If your only platform is YouTube, I hope you're using that as a sales platform. I would add Pinterest on top of that and see how you go. Give it 90 days, please. Give Pinterest 90 days to really see what it can do for you and how much traffic it can drive. And then check in with me after that. Is it too early to it's never too early to offer one-to-one. Never too early. If someone wants to book in with you, thing is, you don't need to be an expert to be able to give people advice. You know, there are people on YouTube that are making way more money from digital products than me because they've been doing it longer. But you know what? They don't want to give you advice. They don't want to tell you how to do stuff. And so that's why, you know, sometimes it's good to get advice from people earlier in their journey, as long as they're a few steps ahead of you and they can help you. A lot of the time they are more willing to help you than others. So it's never too early. Awesome, thank you. Faceless is dying. Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but it is. It is. Faceless was like a thing. It was a big thing. I've even got a faceless kit, so it's not like it's doing me any favors saying it's dying, but it really is because you know people are craving connection, and there's so much AI out there, like AI generated images, and it just doesn't feel authentic anymore. So do a mix. Some of my content on Instagram, when I do decide to post, some of it is faceless. Some of it I'll just have pictures of like stock pictures of cute stuff. So you can do a mix, but I think you do need to show your face in some of them. Can it be done? Yeah, you don't need a following on Pinterest. It's all about search optimization. Please check out my last video. I give you way more gems on that. Reclaim their time. I have a traffic issue. I have Pinterest set up in a boundaries basics workbook. Oh, and a freebie. Okay. So how are you driving? You're using Pinterest to drive to your freebie. How many times are you pinning each day? Do you have a CTA? So in your description, do you tell people click here to get your free whatever it is? Tell them what it is. Freebie is not enough anymore. People need to know what it is and if it's worth their time because there's so many shitty freebies now. So like tell them what it is and give them a reason to click on your pins. I have 60 digital products. I think that's even more than I do. Even in my Etsy days when I was cranking them out every day. Well done. But that's a lot. And I'd love to know how many sales you're making. Substack is a blog site. Oh yeah, actually I have heard of it. I have heard of it. I just realized I don't have my ring on. I don't have any experience with it though. Is it like Medium? Have a YouTube channel and a beacon set up. You're well on your way. Keep going. Like get content out there. Get your product created. Get your content out there. I wish it was like tomorrow, Donna. I wish I could do this and it be done. Honestly. Okay, I'm getting to the end now. Um, Targeting niche for young Black girls, yes, with self-esteem. Yeah, that's amazing. That's a great niche for Pinterest. Also YouTube as well. What's your product idea and what's the specific problem you're going to help them with? So self-esteem, true friendship, those are really key themes, but you need to be so hyper specific with your product, as in like your product could be something like how to recover from a friendship breakup. That is so specific. Or you know, how to feel like yourself again after I'm saying a breakup again, doesn't just have to be a breakup, but think about the specific problem that you can help. You can make content about all of these things, but what is a specific, hyper specific problem you're going to help people with? Check out my viral product, digital product video. You're going to find some prompts in there that will help. Where to host your blog is WordPress. WordPress all the way. You can also use Squarespace, but I'm going to be honest with you guys because you're all here. I'm about to sign my first big brand deal with what they call Hostinger, and they create WordPress blog site. Oh, I can't talk. WordPress blog pages with AI in a tool that literally take you 2 minutes. I paid $400 for my first website, and then I paid another $400 when I wanted to turn it into just a blog. So creating websites, like proper websites, is very expensive. I probably got bumped, I know that, but you can now do it with AI. So do it with Hostinger after my brand deal, please. How do you get onto your wait list? My sister was supposed to drop the link. This is what happens when you hire family. They slack off. I don't know if she's still on the line. Let me drop it in for you. Let me get it quickly and then I'll wrap up. I'll answer the last few questions and then I'll wrap up. Community waitlist. Okay. I'm going to drop it into the chat here. It's free, by the way. It's free to sign up to the wait list. And then as soon as I launch, you're going to get the special pricing. Pinterest is faceless. Yes, Pinterest is faceless, and you can do Pinterest faceless. That's the one place that I would say that faceless isn't dying, but you need to make sure that your content is value driven. So you're doing the infographics, you're doing the like lists type of posts. Okay, so if you I do agree with that. Like if you want to do faceless, do it on Pinterest, but also make sure that if you're going to do faceless, it's very value driven. I don't want to just see a picture of a laptop and nothing else with it. Okay. Love across borders. Oh, bless you. Okay. School wait list. I've just dropped the wait list in the chat. I'll put it in the description of this video as well. And I'll actually just make a post on the community tab after this with the wait list. Is your traffic coming from the US? My traffic comes from all over. All over. Last time I checked, I think I was about 40% UK, 50% US, and then 10% from like Canada and other countries. Okay. Yes, I have different video. Okay. Who is Pinterest for? In terms of who goes on Pinterest, you mean? It's very female aligned, I will say that. So if you've got an audience that isn't female, like is actively not female led, then don't do Pinterest. But the age, the interest, there's such a variety on Pinterest. And the good thing with Pinterest analytics, it will show you exactly the type of people that are coming to your content. So it will tell you the age, it will tell you the age group, it will tell you the location, it will tell you what they're interested in. It gives you all of that insight. So once you're posting for like at least 30 days or so, you can get all of that info. I'll see if I can pull mine up quickly, although I am over time. So I'm going to see if I can pull it up real quick. Pinterest. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let me quickly show you this. Okay, you'll see here. So like in the back end of Pinterest, I can see the different types of things that people are interested in, that are engaging with my content. I can see like the finance interest because that's my niche overall. And then you can see here like the gender split. So 77% female on mine. This is just for my content. I remember my content looks quite girly. So 70%, 77% female. You'll see the age ranges here. So 25 to 34 is the biggest age range, followed by Gen Z, and then I don't know what they call that age range. Millennials. I'm about to be 35, so I'll be in that age range. And then it also shows you your devices as well, and it shows you your countries. So I've actually got quite a lot of other outside of United States and United Kingdom. It's quite interesting. India's in there. That's quite interesting as well. So you get all of that info from Pinterest. Sorry. I'm going to wrap this up. Can you guys hear me? I think you can. Yeah. So let me wrap this up. Sorry. Okay. Cool. All right. I think I've answered all the questions. What is Everbee? Everbee is a way to see how many sales a product has made on Etsy. I don't have time to show you right now, but if you go on to my 11 easy digital products you can sell in a weekend, something like that video. I show you how to use Everbee, and you can use it for research to see how much products have sold on Etsy. Even if you're not selling on Etsy, it's still a really good tool because you can see what's selling. You get a 2-week free trial. It is not free though. After that, it's like 20 something dollars a month. Cool. Not sure what you're referring to here, my love, or your last message, to be honest. I might have missed something. Yeah, YouTube analytics is so good. Honestly, YouTube analytics is the best analytics I've ever seen. It even tells you like what trends and what other videos people watched. It's really, really good. Um, you're welcome. You're welcome. Cool. All right. I think I've covered everything. I hope this was really helpful. I hope you've walked away from this live understanding exactly how you can drive traffic, how you can create leads for your digital product. The one thing I want to leave you with is patience and dedication and commitment. Rome was not built overnight, and neither will your business. The one thing that separates people that are successful in building online business and actually becoming wildly rich is their capacity to be able to continue to push through. Okay, so that's what you need to do. You need to try as much as you can to stay focused. Stay focused on your one digital product, stay focused on your one platform, promotion platform, and build your funnel. Okay, join the wait list for my community because this will be the weekly calls that I'll be having in my community. So once that launches, these won't be here anymore. They will all be in my community. So I hope to see you then, but that's still a few weeks away. So I will see you in the next live. Bye.